Hi Scorpio, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Scorpio is your yearly forecast for 2019. Okay, we're going to draw 12 cards initially and we're going to take you through each of the 12 months of the year and also each of the 12 houses of the zodiac or the astrology chart. Okay, I've already shuffled the cards and meditated. It might take me slightly longer today to deal your cards just because of I'm selecting so many. So obviously if you want to skip this part, you feel free. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more on camera and then I'm going to deal your cards. Okay, so let's get started. You've one more that wants to come out, so I'll leave that there. Okay. Oh, in fact, you've got another. There might be. Hang on. There is one more. I said 12 cards. Okay, just bear with me a second. I'm just going to close this door. Tanya, you need to stop. Because Mummy's working now, so you need to stop. Come here. Come here. Quick. Hurry up. Right, lie down. Good boy. Lie down. Good boy. Good boy. We'll keep an eye on him, won't we, Scorpio? Okay, Scorpio, these are your energies for the year of 2019. So obviously it's a little bit more cramped today just because, you know, obviously there's more cards, I'm sure. I'll do my, hang on, just see if you can see everything. Obviously you'll get to see every single card, okay? We'll talk you through every single card. Just bear with me a second. We like it neat, don't we, a little bit? Okay, my darling, so these are your clarifiers here. Obviously if you're new to my channel, I will know, believe me, when those cards need to come out in the reading. Okay, now the card at the base of your reading, you might have seen that before we were so rudely interrupted by Tiny Dog. The card at the base of your reading is the Lovers card. What a lovely card to have at the base of your reading. Now when we talk about the card at the base of the reading, this means that our overall energy or perspective or learning lesson really for this time, i.e. 2019, is love, or the Lovers card. Now this is excellent actually. Now not only does this mean love as in relationships, love of other people, you know, relationships, romantic relationships with others, it is really fundamentally, like all the cards in the tarot deck, about you, my darling. So the Lovers is a card of harmony and balance. It's number 6 on the Tree of Life. Number 6 is about incorporating or having a balance between our feminine aspects and our masculine aspects. This is Adam and Eve, by the way. Our feminine aspects is our understanding. That is our inner wisdom. That is our connection to our soul, really, and recognizing karmic lessons, understanding karmic lessons, and incorporating karmic lessons. The masculine aspect is the sun, really, is the action that we take in our lives, is our outward experiences, our outward occurrences. And it's really, with the Lovers card, about balancing those two, understanding that the things that have happened on the outside, the experiences that we've had, that we have to have a level of understanding in order to overcome them and gain wisdom and recognize the beauty and the harmony of all situations that happen in our lives. So the Lovers card is extremely karmic. Thank you, Tiny. The Lovers card is extremely a karmic energy, and it really is. It's such a beautiful energy once you get to this point. I got to this point, I think it was about September this year, September 2018, or maybe slightly before, in fact before September actually. And yeah, harmony is true, and it's all a learning curve after that. Okay, so it's going to be a very spiritual year, and it might be a spiritual year because you fall in love, but it's definitely going to be a spiritual year for you regardless. Okay, so let's start over here with January. Now we're looking at January, but we're also linking these cards to each of the 12 houses. So first of all, we'll look at the first house information, and the first house in tarot is around about based on our identity, the physical body and health, our appearance, our outward actions and behavior. So really in this instance, it could be that we link it to Adam really, or the masculine aspects of the card, at the Lover's energy. We're looking really at how we see ourselves, or how we behave in the world, our actions. And so this is very interesting, isn't it, that we get the card of the Four of Cups for that energy, for your identity for the year of 2019. I've just noticed the time, so let me show you. It's very interesting that we have this energy. Now fours are about our foundations and the structures in our lives. Look at Fours are about our foundations and the structures in our lives, okay? And in this instance, it's the Cups energy, so it's our emotions and our intuition. And it seems like this year, when it comes to your identity, there is going to be some assessment and reflection on your on how you behave in love, how you listen to your intuition, how you listen to yourself, to your soul, to what it is you want. There's an element with this card of dissatisfaction. We only sort of link it to dissatisfaction when it comes to love, because it is where we are assessing, if you will, assessing and reassessing the structures and the foundations in our lives, so emotionally. So you're going to be looking at your emotional structures and foundations. This might link to, with it being your identity, this might link to things that have happened in your past. You know, you might actually start to excavate some of and uncover some of the woundings really, and some of the feelings associated with your identity. It's about understanding really how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your physical appearance, how you feel about your actions. And it might be that there's some concerns that you have. You might be starting to recognize that there is a level of authenticity that you're not reaching, or that you're dissatisfied with some aspects of how you feel about yourself. Look at this. This is a card that wants to come out to clarify. As soon as I said dissatisfaction, the card started going, and this is a card that wants to clarify. So it's clear that you are coming into enlightenment. The Sun is all about awareness. It's all about enlightenment. It's all about knowing. It's all about healing. It's all about authenticity and being authentic. So it seems that when it comes to your identity this year, even if, and we know because we've seen the Lovers card, even if there is elements where we are trying to balance and we're trying to understand, we're trying to recognize and reflect, why am I the way that I am? Why do I feel about myself the way that I feel? And though asking those questions with the Four of Cups leads us to this energy of the Sun, which is being more authentic and being aware, being truthful, understanding what it is you feel and what it is you're projecting to the world when it comes to your identity. So there's going to be some real clarity coming in regarding your identity this year in 2019. If also for some of you this is related to, we can relate it to the month of January as well. Hello, Tiny. We can, here's Tiny. Right, you can't stay there, Tiny, because there's too many cards. You sit next to Mummy, okay? Good boy. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, sit down, sit down. Sorry about this. Right, you're sitting there. Okay, so we can, excuse me, we can relate this to the month of January, these energies in the month of January. It could be that for some of you, this is, you know, if it's about a specific situation or love relationship, or again, how you feel about love. There's a focus on love this year, and love is about acceptance, isn't it? Love is about self-acceptance ultimately, and if you can accept yourself completely and wholly and authentically, then you can do that with somebody else. You can accept somebody else completely, etc. And I think that for some of us, there's high instances of breakups and dissolutions of marriages at the end of the year. So coming into 2019, it could be that some of you have gone through a breakup toward the end of this year, toward the end of 2018, and you are maybe doing some reflection on that in the month of January. Okay, so let's now move on to, they're all squeezed on here, aren't they? Let's now move on to the second house. Excuse me. The second house governs our money and our wealth. The second house is money, wealth, our financial condition, our security, feelings of security, when it comes to finances and material possessions, if you will, gains and losses, your attitudes and concerns about money, etc. And this is linked to the sign of Taurus, the planet of Venus, and obviously it's earth energy as well. So earth energy is all obviously about manifestation and trying to manifest things. So it looks like when it comes to money and to wealth and to financial matters this year, some of you are fearful. You are concerned about something. This is a card that wants to clarify. You are concerned about something when it comes to your wealth. But the only interesting thing is about the number 8 of swords is the concerns aren't actually real. And it's like your concerns are blinding you from really what is there, from really what is available. We've got sword energy, first of all. So sword energy is about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our consciousness, our communication. What we say, what we think, what we allow ourselves to say, what we allow ourselves to think. And with the number 8, it's related to infinite, the symbol of infinity, and therefore karmic cycles. And that means that you are stuck in a way of thinking about your money, your wealth, your financial security. You are stuck in a way of thinking and feeling about your financial security. Now, and that is actually blinding you to the reality of the situation. Now, it's you automatically think the same things all the time about your money, and you're fearful of it. So it might be that you think, oh, I'm never going to have enough money, I'm never going to have enough security, or the last time I had a level of security that was taken in the divorce, or whatever it is for you. So what is the point in me trying to gain money again, because it's only going to end up in the same situation? That type of energy. So whatever your personal issues or concerns are when it comes to money, this is a way of thinking that is actually doing you harm and is actually no real reflection of your actual situation. It's this year, really, you need to be eclipsing this out. You need to be thinking about, we'll look at this in a minute, you need to be eclipsing this out. You need to be I would like to see actually the 9 of swords, because at least with the 9 of swords, you are becoming aware of what you're thinking. With the 8 of swords, you don't even realise that you're stuck in a way of thinking when it comes to finances. And if you're linking this to the month of February as well, this could be that in February you are stuck in a cyclical way of thinking regarding some issue in that's unfolding in your life. Okay, let's look at this card to clarify this card. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So it's really, I'm glad that we're seeing this energy. This is actually Taurus's energy. This is Taurus's energy, and obviously the second house energy is related to Taurus, and to Earth energy. So we've got this sign of Taurus here. So for some of you, if you want to link this to the month of February, it could be that you're stuck in a cyclical way of thinking about a specific Taurus, about a Taurus situation. And obviously there is a focus on love for you this year, Scorpio. We've got the Lovers at the base, we've got the 4 of Cups in January. where you are examining potentially your feelings around a relationship, your emotions, etc., how you feel about yourself, etc. So you could be in February stuck in a cyclical way of thinking that again is doing you no good, regarding the Knight of Pentacles or a Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. Now, when we link this to the second house energy, so money and wealth, this means that we're going through some healing. You're actually starting to uncover bit by bit, step by step. We're starting to uncover with the Knight of Pentacles and slow down our way of thinking and understand the types of things that we are thinking when it comes to our financial security and our wealth, okay? So this talks of a readjustment. This talks of a readjustment in your perspective an attitude when it comes to money, wealth and finances, okay? And in the year of 2019. So I really feel like for you there's a huge, it's because of this Lovers card, it's because of this energy here. We know it's going to be a spiritual year, and we definitely have the energy of healing with the Knight of Pentacles, slow moving energy. But the reason he moves so slowly, remember it's active, so this is you actively realizing, understanding, uncovering, actively coming into realizations about this way of thinking when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your money, your wealth, your security. And he moves so slowly because actually it's about building security and manifesting security and manifesting strength in a specific area. And in this instance, in the area, because it's second house of wealth and money and finances. Okay, so that's nice. We're doing all right. You're not doing too badly yet, Scorpio. You're doing all right, babe. I'll put the nice ones on top. No, it's better to put these just in case I've got to refer back. Okay, so the next is the third house. The third house is related to the... you're very in sync, you guys. Your third house is related to communication, our conscious mind, our thoughts, siblings and childhood, early life experiences. It's related to the sign of Gemini and the planet of Mercury, which is about intellect, judgment and analysis. And obviously the sign, the element of air as well. And obviously because it's about, I always tell you, conscious thought, conscious mind with the sword energy. Now, for the third house energies then, for communication, you have got the Empress. Now, the Empress, it's the third month of the year is March. It's the third house, and it's the third card in the major arcana with the Empress. Okay, the Empress is number 3. First of all, is a number which is related to the Ascended Masters. The Ascended Masters basically talks or covers all the wisdom that's gone before us in a nutshell. So the collective consciousness and being able to tap into that, because that's where we find enlightenment, when we slow down and listen to ourselves. And this is really the message for you this year when it comes to communication, when it comes to thinking about how you communicate with others, how you speak with others, when it comes to even reflecting on early life experiences, etc. It's as if, well, for sure, this is really about you I don't want to say reflecting, it's like appreciating, that's the word, appreciating. You're being asked to listen to yourself this year, to your soul, and you're being asked with the Empress energy to appreciate almost how far you have come. The strides that you have taken, some of you, and actually because of early life experiences or experiences in childhood, you have come a huge way. And I don't know if you've ever really realized that or appreciated that. I don't know if you've ever really considered that, Scorpio. And actually with this Empress energy, you do need to slow down a little bit and allow yourself to become enlightened. Allow yourself to look around at, you know, the harvest. You know, you're able to, the Empress is about harvest time. It's about reaping our rewards. But it's because of the work that we've already done. And we forget in the cold of winter, you know, we forget, you know, how hot, when it's hard for us in stages in our lives, we can forget how much effort we put in order to manifest things, in order to gain things, in order to be happy and content, okay? So really, when it comes to communication this year, it's about listening to you, listening to yourselves, and potentially, as I said, looking back on things in your life, experiences in your life, and saying, do you know what, I've really come a long way since that. And it could be, again, we've got this focus of love this year, which is Gemini, which is also Gemini's energy, actually. And it could be, again, thinking about how far you've come because of a bad relationship or a difficult relationship. I should have said bad relationship or a difficult relationship. And it could be saying, you know what, Scorpio, you've done well, so you need to appreciate that you've done well. Okay? If this is linked to, if we link this now just to March, the month of March, this is, again, it's a card of fruitfulness. It's a card of growth. It's a card of understanding and wisdom. So it's a card of, wisdom is the experience we gain when we go out and we do things. That's wisdom. And when we have experiences. And understanding is recognizing the significance of those things, being able to innately recognize the significance of those things. Again, the Lover's energy is similar in a way. And when it comes to the month of March, potentially, it could be that you are being asked to, as I said, reflect on those things. It could also, it's linked to the home and family as well. It's linked to providing for the family, being able to provide for the family. It's linked to children and childbirth, for example, as well. So it could be, if you're linking it to March as well, there's that type of energy available to you there. Okay, now you got 2 cards for your 4th house. Now 4th house is home and actually, I'm not, do you know what I was just saying about this card, about where you came from and early childhood experiences, reflecting about those things? Well, the 4th house is all about this. It's all about our home and property, our family life, place of birth. It's really about our roots, is the 4th house. I talk about the number 4 always about being our foundations. It is about your roots. It's where you come from, where you originate from, and your mother, your father. Now, this is related to Cancer, Moon and Water, this energy of the 4th houses. So think about that, Cancer. And the Moon is about our internal processes, isn't it? It's what's going on within. And this energy is about understanding what is going on within. More than understanding, the diligence and the focus and the ability to go out and look for information. The Page of Swords, this is about really understanding really your roots and where you come from and why you are feeling the way that you do. This is looking like, for the Scorpios that this is resonating with, this is looking like overcoming this year, overcoming major childhood trauma or traumatic past experiences. That is what this is looking like for you this year, Scorpio. It's that type of year for you, because I kind of got that sense because I saw the Lovers card. So it could be getting over a lover, but it really feels like, even if it is getting over lovers or understanding our past relationships, etc., really we have to go back. We have to go way back. We have to go within. We have to go way within ourselves, and we have to look at our roots. We have to try to find and understand. That's this energy. Try to find and understand the reasons why we feel the way that we do about ourselves, our identities, our family, about money, because actually there's some things that have been restricting you. And really, with the Lovers card, it's about realizing that even the bad experiences, even the terrible things that happen to us, actually bring us into enlightenment, into awareness, and ultimately into love with ourselves and then with other people. Okay, so the diligence, this is why we call the Page of Swords the Stalker card, because it's all about detail. It's all about looking for detail. The page is active. It's masculine energy, so it's active. It's actually actively looking, trying to find out information. Some of you, I've just got this actually, some of you, if you've been, for example, if you were adopted and you never knew your birth parents, or you want to find out your family or your heritage or where you come from, this for some of you, this is literally what you're going through. You've got to that age now, you might have your own family and you're like, do you know what, I want to know where I'm from. This is literally, you know, making those phone calls, doing the research online, contacting the agencies, etc. This is that energy. So, and this could be something that you just do, you know, so that's what some people will be doing, that, you know, looking for their birth parents and things like that. But it's that type of energy ultimately this year. It's about understanding you, understanding where you're from, why you feel the way that you do, why you act the way that you act, and recognizing that you've come a long way from where you were. This is the energy of this year. It's looking like for you guys, and this is the energy of the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords is clarified. Excellent. Oh, I'm so glad for you. Page of Swords is clarified by the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is gaining, achieving balance, achieving this clarity and moving into calmer waters mentally. Okay, this is, you know, consciously moving into calmer waters, and we can do this. And you saw me deal, well, some of you maybe not, because you probably thought, I can't be bothered waiting for 3 minutes. But if you waited to see, it's quite interesting to watch. Actually, it's an interesting process. I find it interesting, darling. But I'm the one listening. You're just watching. But these two cards actually came out of the deck together, and so this is what it's saying. It's like, you are going to calmer waters. You know, you are going to be in calmer waters mentally. You are going to be eclipsing out some of these energies, some of these thought patterns this year. You're going to start to recognize the beauty, number 6, and the value of the experiences that you've been through. And actually you're going to appreciate the effort that you put in to finding out, to understanding your roots, to understanding where you're from, to understanding why you feel the way you do and why you think the way you think because of where you're from. You benefit from that work and you move into calmer waters. If you want to link this to the month of April, the 4th month of the year, you know, again, we've got this. I really feel like for some of you, you've at the end of 2018, toward the end of 2018, a relationship, a marriage, a commitment has ended, a significant commitment for you. And really, again, this is about getting over that commitment. It's about potentially looking again within yourself, because the Lovers is such a spiritual card. So we've always got to think about, this year is about learning and incorporating wisdom and accepting experiences as part of you, as those experiences are part of what make you whole and part of what make you who you are. So because we've got this energy, just this perspective with the Lovers card, it does seem like we're trying to get over something. This card's actually also linked to travel. So some of you in April could be looking to travel somewhere, maybe somewhere interesting, somewhere unique. Some of you may be looking to go to new places and to new frontiers. So this is you doing the research and finding things out, and this is you off on your travels. So that could be for some of you as well. Okay, so let's move on now to the 5th month and the 5th house. And I'm gonna, this is the one. Romances. I'm gonna let you read that. You read that while I just have a drink of water. There you go. So we've got romances. Oh, this is nice. You know, casual flings potentially, you know, sex, children, creativity, luck, enjoyment, passions, education. This is the 5th month of the year, the 5th house as well. So we'll link it first of all to the 5th house, which is, as I said, love and romance. And we've got the 4 of Pentacles. This card actually flew out when I was shuffling before I turned the camera on. The 4 of Pentacles. I only ever tell you that if the cards come out, by the way, during the reading, because otherwise sometimes the messages might be for me, and that does happen. So that's why I only tell you when it comes out. So we've got the Four of Pentacles. So some of you are stuck on someone. There's two different interpretations actually for this. I mean, because as I said, fours are about our foundations, the structures in our lives. Fours are literally about our roots. Yeah, fourth house roots. This is where some of this stuff comes from, what we say in numerology. They're all linked. Numerology is linked to the Tree of Life and Kabbalah. Is linked to the Tarot. Is linked to the chakras. They're all linked and intertwined, okay? And in fact, what is our fourth chakra? Our fourth chakra is our heart chakra as well, isn't it? That's our heart chakra. So anyway, I digress. So there is two interpretations you can use on this card. You can say, well, this is you protecting number 4. So you're protecting your assets. You're protecting your security. You're protecting yourself. You're protecting the things that you have. This might just be as a monthly sort of read. For this energy. But if you're looking at it from fourth house energy, this is again being stuck, staying put, not moving. Now it's interesting because we've got this, as I said, this energy of this is the fourth house is about sex, romance, creativity, children, luck, and there seems to be a lot of potential for you. There seems to be a lot of potential in this area. There's a lot of potential for romance. There's a lot of potential for luck. There's a lot of potential for having enjoyments and passions in life, but you ain't buying it. You ain't going for that bit. You're just sitting where you are. In a way, there's a contentment with this card, but there's I feel like it's a lack of trust that's kind of holding you back, that's stopping you from, this is linked. I feel like there's a lack of trust. I feel like there's something that's holding you back, stopping you from sharing your pentacles. The pentacles energy is about things that we manifest, things that we put our energy into in order to see this world, in order to manifest. And you're saying what you want to put your energy into when it comes to the fifth house energy, romance and love, is staying exactly where you are, protecting your heart, protecting yourself, not moving. I can understand, because the theme we've got, as I said, is we've got love is this year, and this is with your identity. We've got the Four of Cups, haven't we? And again, that's about reflecting, understanding how you feel about yourself and why you feel the way that you do about yourself. So they coincide. You're trying to understand how you feel about yourself, and so you're not going to be giving yourself away. You're not going to be having, casual relationships or casual relations, sex, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But we've got this. But remember, with your identity, you've got the Sun card as well. So you've got this energy of coming out of this energy, understanding, and expanding, and understanding and expanding. I am a poet. Understanding and expanding, and growing, and being more authentic, being more you. So eventually, hopefully, you will get there. Let's have a look at this energy here. We've got the Hanged Man. So yeah, you're waiting. For some of you, there's a person, there's an individual that you're trying to get over, and really for you guys this year, it might be, this is a long-term relationship that you miss. You are missing the partner, you are missing the person in your life, and this is a year to get over them. If it is someone if you have separated with someone or broken up with someone toward the end of 2018 or the beginning of 2019, if the relationship does end, this is you obviously trying to get over that relationship and trying to understand. This card, the Hanged Man, is about seeing. Sorry, I was also going to say, before I talk about the Hanged Man, that this is, for some of you, potentially a relationship that has gone on for a long time. So you could have been together since childhood, you and this person that's separated, okay? Could have been a very long-term relationship, and you're actually trying to release this year, okay? Or at least for the first 5 months, what we're reading so far. So we've got the Hanged Man energy next, okay? Now, the Hanged Man is trying to see situations from a different perspective. It's card number 12. 1 + 2 is 3. Again, we've got this 3, appreciation, trying to appreciate and recognize what we have gained from this experience. And this is what you're trying to do. Remember, it's lovers. So I've said to you right from the beginning of the reading, this is what you need to recognize. You need to recognize that the outward experiences, the masculine outward experiences that happen, we have to understand, with Eve, the feminine aspects, we have to understand that that is what makes us whole. That is what makes us whole. All of our experiences, all the things that happen to us, and our innate wisdom and understanding, our connection to the collective consciousness, our connection to the universe, both those things make us whole. And really the Hanged Man is about that. It's about seeing situations from a different perspective and trying to recognize the value in that. This may take you some time, but ultimately, because we've got the Sun card at the beginning in your first house about identity, ultimately you do get there, okay? So, and it just might be more prevalent for you specifically in the month of May. Okay, sixth house. Sixth house. Just read that for a second. I'm having a drink. Sorry, can you even read that? I'm like this, aren't I? Sixth house, I can't say it. Energy is health, conditions affecting our health, our work, pets and small animals, and hygiene. It's because back in the day, you know, the tarot goes back, you know, it goes back. So back in the day, if you would have gone for a tarot readings during, I don't know, the late 18th century, they would have said, you know, obviously hygiene affected health a lot more. It does still now today. But anyway, I'm giving you a history lesson. I love history, by the way. It's also the signs of Virgo, Mercury, Virgo and the planet of Mercury, and again, which is about intellect, judgment, analysis, and Earth. Okay, so this is actually linked to Earth energy, as you can see. It's Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and this is. Whoa. See, some of you have got health conditions, maybe something, this might be specific, so just bear with me. Some of you have got health conditions. Some of you might have a condition like diabetes, for example. And, you know, really, for some of you, you've not been taking enough care of yourself and enough care of your diabetes. You've not been watching yourself enough. And this year, you're actually saying, do you know what, I'm actually going to work on improving that. I'm actually going to work on improving, you know, my attitude toward my diabetes and to looking after myself a bit better. I think overall, when it comes to health or conditions affecting our health and our well-being and our vitality, you know, this year that's something that you must work on. Again, it's number 3, reflection, appreciation, all that stuff. You know, this is obviously a card of cooperation also, with it being the 3 of Pentacles, because Pentacles is about the energy that we put into something to manifest something, and this is why we call it cooperating with others. So it's reflecting on or appreciating yourself and your experiences with this number 3, but here this is you and others appreciating, because it's work, it's manifested, so other people appreciating you, and that's why it's cooperation. Anyway, I digress. Really working on yourself, on your health, and on your well-being. I think that actually, for some of you, this is something that you need to do. You need to actually start to give yourself attention and focus. It's like, excuse me. It's like saying, you know, I really want to, for all my sisters out there, it's like saying, I really want a really nice afro. Like, I tell you what, an afro, you know, it's not easy to look after. And we all know this, don't we, ladies? We know it's not easy to look after. So you can't be saying to yourself, girls, oh my God, I really want a nice afro, but you ain't doing your conditioning, you ain't doing your spritzing, you ain't doing your LCO. You need to do your LCO, girls. You know what I mean? You need to make sure you put your heat cap on. You need to make sure you're washing. You need to make sure you're getting your hair trimmed. That takes time and effort. And you've got to put the time and effort in if you want to get a nice afro. Now, that might be a bit niche for some of my viewers. But what I'm saying is, if you want to improve something, if you want something to be better, like your health, like your job, you've got to put the work and the effort in and the time in. So say, for example, because again, this is also to do with your work. So it could be, and the work that you do. So it could be that, you're good at your job, you enjoy your job, whatever, you do your job. But, you actually know, do you know what, if I just, woke up 30 minutes earlier, and, that means I would be at work, I'd be at my desk, 10 minutes before I start. And just that 10 minutes extra would just give me that time to just prepare myself for my day, make my cup of tea, and then, or something like that. So it's actually you putting energy into it, making these improvements in your health, in your work, etc. Okay? If it's with your hygiene, I can't help you. I mean, at least try to shower. If you don't shower every day, try to shower every other day. But focus on, we don't shower every day. You know you don't. Some people. But that's how we go. Sometimes we haven't got time, have we? I've got to make sure I do. I mean, if I don't, blimey, I can't read tarot because everything gets clogged up. It's true. Okay, so yeah, this year, just in general, when it comes to, I like it neat. Just in general this year, when it comes to health or things affecting our health and our work. It's about us actually putting in time and effort in order to get the results that we want, okay? And we don't know what the outcome will be. We don't know, well, if I start work early every day, am I going to feel better? Well, we don't know until we try. We don't know if the bosses are going to notice. It doesn't matter about the bosses. It matters about you. It's about you feeling better about what it is you're doing, how you're spending your time, okay? So, sorry about that. Right, the next card is the Nine of Swords. I said I want to see the Nine of Swords today, and I'm glad we've seen it, to be honest. So don't be afraid. Now, seventh house is related to marriage partner, business partners. It's really related to the seventh house, people we have contracts with, people we have agreements with. Okay, so marriage partners, business partners. It's also obviously related to the legal system or litigation because it's related to contracts as well. It's a sign of Libra, Venus, planet of love, and Earth energy, of course. Okay, so you okay, tiny dog? Good boy, you sleep. He's sat on my knee now. Okay, so Nine of Swords. Now, I know what you think. Don't be booing and hissing at me. I know what you're thinking. But Eight of Swords is about being stuck in a way of thinking and not even realising or seeing that you are thinking this way. The Nine of Swords is, yes, the dark night of the soul, but hallelujah, because it's awareness. And awareness is not an easy thing. This is what I mean. This is what I try to tell people. People think all us people who do what I do, all people who meditate and do tarot, we're all hippy-dippy. But believe me, we face more days like this because we have to come into awareness in order to be whole and complete, in order to be able to listen, in order to be able to do what we do. This is gold, really. And it doesn't seem like gold, but this is where alchemy comes from. This is where alchemy comes in. Because you start to see, this is what I've been thinking all this time. This is what I've been telling myself all this time. I cannot believe I thought that or believe that. It could also be, so that's a positive thing. Now, we also call this the worry without merit, okay? We also say, well, this could just be anxiety. It could be you just sort of worrying about things and there not being a reason to worry about things. But this is realising that you are worrying and there is no reason to worry, if that makes sense. Yeah? So for some of you, when it comes to marriage partners, contracts, litigation this year, yeah, it might be something that that causes you anxiety. Now, ultimately, remember, we've got this focus of the lovers this year. So yeah, some of you will have at the end of 2018 or coming into 2019, some of you could experience a breakdown in a relationship, a breakdown in marriage. That is something that is karmically, that's what happens just because it's that time of year, okay? Now, this might be a source of course, you know, the breakdown in the relationship, the breakdown in the marriage can be the source of anxiety. Of course it can. Of course. It can cause us to worry, of course. But it also it gives us opportunities. These experiences give us opportunities to understand, to reflect, to incorporate the wisdom, to recognize what we have learned, okay? So that is where we're at when it comes to the 7th house. When it comes to July particularly, there could be, this is, as I said, related to marriage partners or people we have contracts with. So if it's business related for you, you know, yeah, it might be a source of worry. There might be some source of worry. But again, remember that it's better to know what you're worried about it's better to be in this position than in this position. Because in the 8 of Swords, you don't even know that you don't even know what's concerning you. You don't even realize how you treat yourself, how you think. You don't even realize it with the 8. At least with the 9, you do. Okay, so that's a positive energy in that respect. And again, it's along the same theme of this energy of reflection, trying to incorporate wisdom, etc. Okay, so next is the 8th house. The 8th house, the 8th month of the year also. This is what the 8th house energy is. The first reading I did yesterday, it was the death card. So they got the death card for in this position. I can't remember. I think it was Cancer. Anyway, so we've got the 8th house is related to these things: death, transformations, wills, possessions. You can read. Scorpio, Mars, and water. So it looks like you want to bring in change. That's what it looks like. You are eager to bring in change and transformation. Some of you, there might be 2. I'll give you another scenario. You're eager to bring in change. You're eager to bring in transformation in the year of 2019. And that is a process that you are going through. And I think because of this idea of legacies, what was left behind, where you have been left. If you've been left, i.e. in a relationship, or just, you know, it's been a tumultuous 2018, now you want to change, you know, now you want to move through this energy. There's quite a lot of sword energy actually this year for you. There's quite a lot of self-reflection that's going on. Because this is how we transform. We can only transform by knowing, by coming into awareness. And we only come into awareness by listening, by having these experiences. That's the top of the number 8, if you will, the sun, the 8, the infinity. By having this karmic experience, this external experience, and then understanding the bottom of the number 8, the moon, understanding how that's affecting us, understanding how we can overcome that and change that, and what we've learned. That's a lover's energy. That's karmic cycles. And for some of us, you want to change, you want to transform, you want to cut through the things that have been left behind, understand it. It could be for some of you, if you are involved, if there is some sort of legal stuff going on with wills and the possessions of other people in the 8th month of the year, it might be that there might be some stern conversations, or you know, you're wanting to tell people this year really what you think about the fact that they got left most of the things or whatever, you know. So yeah, there could be some harsh conversations, but ultimately you're right in what you're saying with the Knight of Swords. You're correct. It just might be the delivery might not be appreciated. Okay, so 9th house. This is 9th house energy. So we've got religion and philosophy, higher learning. So higher learnings in maybe in a spiritual sense, overseas travel, dreams, spirituality, synchronicity. It's linked to fire actually, and Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius. So this is the card, isn't it? That's Sagittarius' energy, really. That's fire energy. So in the 9th house of there's change going on. This is what I'm saying to you. There's change, there's action, there's movement going on. There's new energy coming in. you're wanting to do things differently. You're wanting to think differently. You are thinking differently. You're going out and doing things differently. You're behaving in a different way. And you are potentially, some of you, following your dreams, you know, following your passions. The wand energy is all about our passion. It's all about our creativity. It's all about our imagination. It's all about our energy and our want and our will to move forward. But it's also, because it's linked to the second chakra, which is our sacral chakra, it's also linked to our traumas, the slights to our ego, the slights to our self-esteem. We store all those two things in the same place. You know, we store our creativity, our excitement, you know, in our sacral chakra, our second chakra. But also, do we store our fears and our worries? Not worries. It's the experiences that have happened to us, the negative emotional, that have had a negative emotional impact on our self-esteem or on our sense of self. So we store all that in the same place. So that means sometimes it's difficult to move on the things that we are passionate about, but not for you this year. It looks like you are going to be learning, some of you, something new. You're going to be learning about yourself, definitely. You might be reading more about spirituality, about mindfulness, about, or whatever it is for you, you know, that sort of floats your boat. But you're going to be, you know, angels, not whatever. There's all sorts of stuff, isn't there, out there? So yeah, religion, philosophy. So it's that type of thing, you know, actually actively seeking understanding in a way that actually suits you. Even if it feels scary, you're actually going to be looking for that information. You're going to be not looking for the information, actually. You're going to be actually acting on your inspiration, on your pull. If you're pulled to go in a specific direction when it comes to your philosophies on life or your understanding of things on life, you're going to go for it. You're going to be pulled in that direction, and you're going to actively seek to find those answers, okay? So, and if it's linked to the ninth month, well, it's an active month. Maybe you're feeling good about yourself. Maybe you get some sex. Maybe you get laid. Okay, as I say that. We've got the 10th house next, which is about career, occupation, status, reputation, moral standing, or your employer or supervisor or superior. I tell you what, some of the things it actually said when I was researching in my very old book. I tell you what, it didn't say this. It didn't exactly say, I'll be politically correct, owners of people, but it was a similar a similar definition. That's how old that book is. Okay, but I can laugh. Okay, so employer, superior, Capricorn, Saturn, Earth. Okay, so what do we say about this card? I can't believe I've been talking for 52 minutes. I'm exhausted. I'm going to drink a bit of drink and then I'm going to talk about. Okay, so what am I talking about? The Page of Cups. So in career, occupation, this might be something new. The pages are young, okay? So children, potentially, they can relate to children, but they can relate to your inner child or our own inner child, inner children. And it can relate to this energy of, and because it's active with the page, all the pages are active and all the pages are masculine, which means they are actually wanting to do something, go somewhere. So this could be you, your inner child, wanting to try something new, something that's more that you're, you know, more emotionally attuned to doing when it comes to your career and your occupation. When it comes to your moral standing, your status, it might be that you're feeling vulnerable in a way, but you're still wanting to offer yourself. You're still wanting to put yourself out there. So, there might be a level of vulnerability when it comes to career or to your occupation or job role. What is it you are... How is it you're spending your time this year when it comes to work? Are you... it might be that some of you are looking to start new types of work that are more suitably, just more aligned with you, more fulfilling, that you find them more fulfilling. And even though this is a vulnerable situation that you're in, with it being pages and younger, so i.e. younger energy, your inner child you're still active, you're still going out there and going to do it, okay? This could be linked also for those of us for the 10th month of the year, which is October. So for some of us, the 10th month of the year, we could be gaining some love offers, or we could be, you know, someone could be telling us that they like us or asking us out, for example, okay? So the next energy is the 11th house. It's about friends, trusted people, hopes, wishes, organizations, and our associations with others. It's linked to Aquarius, Saturn, Uranus, and look at that. See, I'll let you just marinate on that. So not only have we got the Lovers, we've got the Two of Cups. You know, if you are right now, you know, in fact, whenever you're watching this, if you're right now, you know, in that situation where you've broken up with somebody, you know, the marriage is over or the relationship's ended, you know, by this is November, it's looking like the work that you're doing actually does pay off, doesn't it? Because remember what I said about the Lovers card, you know, you've got to do the work to understand so you can love yourself and then you can love somebody else. So even if a relationship's ended, you'll realise as the year goes on, we've got the Sun card right there, identity-wise, haven't we? You'll realise as the year goes on, you'll appreciate the lessons that you learn from that relationship. And it might be that you are actually going to be uniting with an actual soulmate. This card is soulmate energy. Now this position with the 11th house is about, as I said, friends, hopes, wishes. So it could be that your hopes and wishes and your wants this year and your hope and wishes and why you're doing the work that you're doing in trying to uncover and trying to understand and trying to reflect on how you've been treating yourself and how you've been feeling, on how you've been thinking about yourself in a specific situation. It's because those things are trying to lead you to this energy of the Two of Cups, this union, this commitment that is true, that is real, that is authentic, that is pure. Because there's no barriers when you know yourself, when you've said, okay, well, do you know what? Yeah, I see, yeah, I used to treat myself that way. And, you know, when I was younger, I was treated this way and it was difficult for me to overcome that. But at least I know where I'm from. At least I know who I am. And so once you can accept all those things, once you have compassion toward yourself, then you can love yourself. And then once you can love yourself, you can love somebody else truly, okay? So we've got a beautiful energy toward the end of the year, if you're looking at it in that way. But also when it comes to 11th house, hopes and wishes, we've got people that we can trust. We've got people that we can... We've got people that we can be committed to. Number two, we've got people that we can make partnerships with, and those people are on your page. You're on the same vibe. You're on the same wavelength. You feel the same about the work that you're doing together, or the way that you feel about each other. If it's friends, there's that element of someone's going to be. This card wants to come out. There's that element of someone wants to be. You want to be with someone and someone wants to be with you, whether that's at work, love, people you can trust, though. It's a very positive energy. And that's, as I said, linked to 11th month. Okay, last card. Let's try to do this in only a minute. So the 12th house is linked to subconscious mind, hidden or suppressed. Can you see that? Hidden or suppressed feelings and emotions. It's like things that we hide from ourselves. It's where we hide from ourselves. It's where we don't listen to our emotions, don't look at our emotions. We don't want to see them. We don't want to look at them. We confine ourselves. Hidden enemies. So it couldn't be a hidden enemy. Can be you. You can be your own enemy because you're not. This is like hidden enemy. That's what that is. Because you don't see what this thinking is doing to you. You don't realise that you think this way, and you don't realise how damaging that type of thinking is. That's why, as I said, celebrate when you see the 9, because at least you know now. At least you know. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's positive to have the 9. Then we've got the 8, then we've got the 9. So anyway, so this is that energy, and you know, Neptune is about fantasy and imagination and mysticism. It's about yes, about confusion. There could be other people, but let's look for you what this is going to be then for your 12th house, end of this year. So you've got the 9 of Wands. So we've got 2 9s now. Now, the 9 is linked, I didn't say this last time, the 9 is linked to the Hermit energy. Now, the Hermit is about actively seeking understanding, actively seeking to understand, going within to seek to understand. Whereas the Queens and the feminine aspects are about recognizing, if that makes sense, like recognizing what it is you know, what it is you want, how it is you feel. So there's a difference between those two. It seems subtle, but energetically it's not. Energetically it's very different, I should say, because with this energy we are passive, we are looking within, and we are going, yeah, you know, I feel good about that. I feel good about that, how that happened. That's feminine aspect. With the masculine aspects, or the Hermit or the number 9, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling like this. Why am I feeling like this? Like, what is wrong with me? Like, what is it? This? Is it that? Is it the other? That's the difference with it being active and passive. Okay. So with the 9 of Wands, this is you afraid, and remember, this is about your subconscious mind with the and your hidden and suppressed feelings and emotions and your confinements. That's what this card is representing. So of course, you know, I call this the PTSD card, post-traumatic stress card. And the reason I call it that is because it's like, because you've been traumatized. I think for some of you it is going back, way back, you know, childhood stuff, you know, mum and dad stuff, you know, 4th house stuff, man, like hard lessons. But that's affected your identity. It's affected your attitudes toward money. It's affected your relationships and attitudes toward relationships. It's affected you and how you treat your children, and you know, that type of thing has been going on. So hidden or beneath the surface for you, yeah, we've got this fear, because and not even fear. PTSD is not fear. PTSD is having heightened awareness at all times, because you are concerned that something else will happen similar. So you're always sort of ready to defend yourself. You're always ready to defend yourself, even if you're sitting in your house watching TV with your feet up. You're ready to defend yourself with PTSD. Okay, that's what PTSD is like, and it's very unpleasant. I have PTSD. And it's very unpleasant to have that. This is beneath the surface. So it's as if you don't even know, some of you, that you're experiencing. Oh, you do. You've got an inkling that I'm going to have to look at this. I'm going to have to take the lid off this and look at this at some point. And it's kind of like, you know, that you feel that. So beneath the surface for you, there is this fear. And it's because, as I said, I really feel like for some of you, it's one of those two things. It's either way back, home life, mum and dad situation. It could be that you are adopted, or that you were adopted and you don't know your birth parents. So there's that, or it could be a relationship, the ending of a relationship. A relationship ended last year in 2018, and the trauma and the release and the uncovering and the healing that needs to goes on this year. Okay, so this is the energy of, you know, beneath the surface for you, there is this, you're ready to defend yourself at all times. You're ready to protect yourself. And, you know, we've got some energy, you know, but ultimately, look what you've got, okay? This is your identity. Remember, 1st house is identity. That's what this is about. So you're going to spend some time shining a light on all of these things that have been holding you back, on all of these ways of thinking and feeling. You're going to shine some light on, and ultimately you get there, because as I said, the card at the base of the reading, the Lovers card, the overall focus is about that balance and harmony. And harmony is all about recognizing the beauty, the value of the experiences that you've been through, recognizing they are valuable because they are a part of you and they make you who you are. They give you your perspective. Even if they were challenging, they were valuable. That is what makes us whole. That is what the Lovers card represents for an individual, and it can, the energies of it, and it can be that, as I said, you know, this is a love, you know, we've got Lovers, we've got the Sun, we've got the Empress, and we've got the two of Cups. These are all ultimately Lovers cards of love. All these 1, 2, 3, 4 cards are cards of love. Okay, so really for you, it's about that acceptance this year. It's going to be quite a spiritual year for you, and you might feel it being quite tumultuous. So I'd say to you, Scorpio, come by all means at any time of year, come back and watch this reading, because it'll give you that hopefully give you that reassurance to know that this is what it's about. This year is about doing that work. It's about understanding your experiences, understanding how they've affected you, understanding why they have created the you that they have created, seeing if that's authentic to you, you know. So it's going to be a good year for you. I really feel it. I think it's going to be a good year. And some of you might have love coming in as well. Okay, I think that this reading is long enough, so I'm going to stop it there. Okay? You can watch if you're watching this in December, don't forget your love readings for December and your bi-weekly readings for December 2018 are still available on my channel to watch. If you're watching this later in the year, there's loads of content, so check it all out. If you like this video, please like this video. If you have not yet already, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you'll have notifications of all new uploads. And if you think this video was valuable, by all means share this video on your social media. Share it with people that you think it might be valuable to. If you think they need a bit of key wisdom tarot, give them some key wisdom tarot. Okay, you can also comment on this video and I will endeavour and do my best to respond. As you can see, there's a huge amount. Just look at the time, so it's whatever the time is. You know, it's a lot of work to do the filming, so I'll need a few days to recover, but I will reply to your messages. I hope you have had a lovely 2018. I hope you have a fabulously healing and blessed 2019, Scorpio. Thank you for all your love and support this year on Key Wisdom Tarot. I will see you all very soon. Much love, Scorpio. Bye.